A birthday of the soul brings us a profound gift, the opportunity to see the world in a whole new light and to open ourselves to new possibilities and experiences. It occurs when we have been quiet enough to hear the truth in our soul calling us to a newly identified purpose in life. Birthdays of the soul can shape and inform our lives in ways we never could have imagined, guiding us towards our highest potential and our greatest dreams. My first birthday of the soul occurred when, within the space of 4 days, both of my parents were diagnosed with terminal illnesses. My second birthday of the soul occurred about 10 years later when 6 of my close friends and relatives passed away during the same period of time that my 38-year marriage came to an end. Throughout the experience of my second birthday, I made an intentional effort to discover, notice, and reflect on the process of moving from pain to possibility. The book, Birthdays of the Soul, is the story of that journey. Live in Discovery is my effort to take what I learned and make it accessible to you. Both of the situations I experienced shattered my world as I knew it. Like a tsunami, they stripped away my protective layers, leaving me raw and vulnerable. I made a conscious choice to allow myself to be present for the pain, to be with what was, even though it wasn't what I would have chosen, and to tolerate the uncertainty. In that space, at the core of my being, I knew there was something more. For the majority of our adult lives, we are encouraged to perform and produce. We are known for what we do. When we are doing, we give the illusion that things are okay. To choose to simply be and to embrace stillness and listen goes against cultural expectations. In the aftermath of my life storm, the waters around me were murky with dirt and debris. I needed to pause and allow clarity to emerge before I could hear the small, quiet voice of my soul. During that period of stillness, I began to let go of ways of being that had defined me for decades. At the same time, new parts of me were being born. At this point, I began to look at all the stories that defined my life. Actively making the decision not to blame or resent anyone who had been involved in my journey, I took responsibility for my part of the story and began to sort through my beliefs. Some of my stories had been frozen in time by a fearful, less mature self. I decided those stories were no longer serving me and it was time to rewrite and reframe them. Reframing changed my perspective and opened me to see potential and possibility in my life. As I suspended self-judgment and made conscious choices to be a beginner and explore, the pull of the future started to become greater than the pain of the past. Having experienced pain and upheaval, having allowed myself to be still, to unearth my old stories, suspend judgment, and forgive, I gained new insight. I could have faith and trust in what lay ahead. When I began to make decisions based on my reframed stories and my newly identified beliefs, increasing feelings of compassion, joy, and harmony began to grow within me, filling me with gratitude. I made an active choice to focus on what I was grateful for because I realized I could be in pain and I could also be grateful for the life I was creating. Each birthday of the soul revealed understandings that I was now ready to see. Each new birthday brought its own challenges and a refined sense of life purpose. In each new version of myself, as fears arose, I continually practiced my ability to handle them with confidence. With conscious awareness that words shape my reality, I tried out my voice and paid close attention to what I said, shifting my language as necessary. In committing to myself and my newfound purpose, I found I was entering into the flow of life. As I experienced a birthday of the soul and rewrote my stories, I began to be more comfortable tolerating confusion and uncertainty. Situations that were once fear-filled became familiar. I developed a new level of confidence in myself and my abilities. I began to see my life purpose connected with the world around me. Expanding my vision of possibilities, I discovered clarity of purpose that allowed me to start living out my calling. I began to live a life larger than I could have ever imagined. I was developing my ability to handle stormy seas. When I started to live in the present, detaching from old habits and stories, suspending my well-practiced inner judge, and choosing to live with compassion, my awareness grew further. I saw the connection between my life purpose and the needs of the planet. Having identified how I could create and contribute, I saw my former pain transformed into a deep passion for living. I invite you to join me in exploring ways to learn more about ourselves and find out who we really are. Discover the joy of following your curiosity without fear. Be inspired to grow beyond your usual limits. Have fun exercising your creativity to contribute your gifts to the world. Design for yourself a life that is vibrant, expansive, creative, purposeful, engaged, playful, adaptive, and fulfilling. The more we discover, the closer we come to truly thriving in life.